Parents of twins, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
Welcome once again to the Dr. Sky Experience, heard exclusively here on Talk Radio 77 WABC. We, among many others, like to call WABC the crown jewel of radio, the iconic 77 Talk Radio, WABC, beaming out of New York, around the nation, around the world, and I'm sure even out to the cosmos. As we update you with our mid-November 2023 Dr. Sky calendar of events, things that you can experience in the world above us. Let us begin with the moon, Earth's nearest neighbor. We found out that the moon reached its new phase on the 13th. That's the beginning of another lunation, this one known as 1248. The moon continues to wax into our skies, looking for it low into the southwestern part of the sky as early as the evening of the 14th of November. The moon then continues to move on as we find it reaches its first quarter phase by the 20th, and then the period between first quarter and full, it's officially known as a gibbous moon. The moon then will look elliptical in shape, or like the shape of an egg. But let me assure you, the beauty of the next full moon, that is in late November, occurs on the 27th. That is the beautiful full hunter's moon as we nearly wrap up the year 2023. And once again, I'd like to thank all those that expressed interest in our coverage of the wonderful October the 14th annular solar eclipse, where I was very proud to be a speaker out in front of all the people there, navigating them onto the wonders of an annular eclipse of the sun. And let's remind ourselves out there that the next major event with eclipses is very short in time, in a time period away. That will be April 8, 2024, when we talk about the great American solar eclipse, this time a total eclipse. For planets, the Greek word planeteos, meaning wandering stars. And let's begin proudly in the evening sky, just as the sun sets earlier. Have you noticed the earlier time of sunset? That means for many portions of the United States and those listening to the Dr. Sky Experience on Talk Radio 77 WABC, it's pretty obvious that the sun is going down much earlier as we move into the deeper part of autumn 2023. We begin in the evening sky with planets. High up in the southern part of the sky, no matter where you're listening to us in North America, the planet Saturn continues to shine brightly. Bright enough to be seen with the naked eye, but upon further inspection with a telescope, the real show begins. At a distance now of some 872 million miles, the planet Saturn's rings are tipped a little less than 8 degrees to our line of sight. We've said this before, and we'll repeat it again for clarity. The ring system of Saturn will literally disappear, but no, the rings won't totally disappear. In factuality, they will disappear from the angle that we observe the planet Saturn as we move through the ring plane in the year 2025. So what I'm saying, if you have a small telescope, you can treat your friends to a view, and of course yourself, this most amazing planet that has an incredible number of satellites. The battle between Jupiter and Saturn as to who or what has the most satellites continues. Some say that Saturn has more than Jupiter, and others say that Jupiter has more than Saturn. But the real showstopper in the evening sky now, no doubt about it, is the planet Jupiter. Zeus, the god of gods, is the ancient world. This planet is easy to see with the naked eye. Even in a pair of binoculars, you can recreate the experiment that Galileo did back on January the 7th of 1610, when he observed 3 of the now famous 4 Galilean satellites: Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. And to keep track of all these satellites, there's an interesting website that you should know about. It's Shallow Sky Jupiter. Just plug that into your Google search or your internet search. What you'll see right before your eyes is a real live view of what those satellites are in their position around the planet Jupiter. So, simply this: if you have a large enough telescope, it'll show you if Io is going to transit the surface of the planet or if it's going to be eclipsed and throwing shadows from the other three satellites on the ball of the mighty planet Jupiter. An obvious, beautiful sight to see. As we move into the morning sky, don't forget the planet Venus still shines and dominates the morning sky. It was at its greatest elongation away from the sun as we moved into the mid-period of October, but Venus continues to shine extremely bright as we move into the early morning sky, high and to the right of the rising sun. These are some of the more interesting planets that can be seen in our sky right now, and we'll have lots more to say about planets, but one final note on planets. Did you know that if you were on the surface of Mars, this might be one of the worst times to stay in touch with the mothership here back on Earth? What am I talking about? This particular period of time, we find that Mars goes into superior conjunction. In simpler terms, it means that Mars goes into the glare of the sun, and from Earth, it's on the opposite side of the sun from us, and any communications with the planet Mars become garbled or difficult. So the Perseverance, the Curiosity rover, and other spacecraft, scientists may, not guaranteeing it, have a little difficulty in communicating during this period of time when this direct line of sight, the sun and its energy may interfere with transmissions to Mars. Lucky for you and I that we're not on the surface, because Mars right now is some 235 million miles away from the sun. More to say about Mars as we move through the next series of Dr. Sky updates with the Dr. Sky Experience here on Talk Radio 77 WABC. The crown jewel of radio, as we like to call it, the iconic 77 Talk Radio WABC, broadcasting proudly out of New York City, around the nation, around the world, and I'm sure even out into the cosmos. What about a few other important things that we talk about in our skies for November? This, the mid-November 2023 update. We find out that the planet Uranus, before we leave planets, is at opposition on the 13th of November. The planet Uranus is an interesting world. It was discovered back on March the 13th, 1781, by the German-English astronomer William Herschel. But right now, this particular planet, get a load of this, is over 1.73 billion miles away from the Earth. That means light transmission from here to the planet is incredibly long and incredibly slow. You can see it if you have a pair of binoculars in dark skies. Telescope will reveal a small greenish disk. But to learn more about these particular planets and to find out details with detailed star charts, we recommend theskylive.com. Simply, theskylive.com will help you in your nighttime observations. So many wonderful things to talk about here, but I want to remind each and everyone how grateful we are to the owners of WABC, Talk Radio 77, in New York City, as we're proud to be here every Sunday with owner John Katzimatidis on the Katz Roundtable with our weekly updates. And then twice a month, bi-weekly, bi-monthly, with Frank Romano on the other side of midnight, where he's been kind enough to let us change the name just for the hour, and we call that Cosmic Conversations with me, Dr. Sky, and hopefully you will chime in. Any emails that you may have, we certainly respect and we'd like to respond back to you. Any questions, simply email me at just Dr. Sky, that's DRSKY show, @gmail.com, as we help to uncover so many of the mysteries that go on in the great realms of astronomy, space, aviation, and weather. And also, we talk about American exceptionalism, great interviews with people who've made history to keep America the great country that it is and moving through time and space. Great interviews with people regarding the concept of American exceptionalism, where we talk about truth, justice, and the American way, as they do every day with Katz and Cosby, as they end every show with our proud determination of keeping America strong against all the things that are going on in the world and many of America's adversaries. Again, Dr. Sky Show @gmail.com to get in touch with me. And don't forget, on the 27th, the beautiful full Hunter's Moon. Great things to come in December as we wrap up the year. But always, as we remind you, always remember to keep your eyes to the skies. Simply, I'm your navigator on the highway to the heavens, as we wish you the best of health and happiness, a happy and healthy Thanksgiving, and a great holiday season, and a most Merry Christmas as we move into the end of 2023. Much more reporting will be done on the great total solar eclipse of April 8, 2024. Do you have a location to pick out to observe it? If not, you should do it soon because rooms and places are booking up solid and they may not have any room for us, but you bet we'll find room to see one of the rarest of events, that is a total eclipse of the sun. Until next time, I'm Dr. Sky, the proud host of the Dr. Sky Experience here on Talk Radio 77 WABC. Clear skies to all as we move through the month of November 2023.